2025. Where do we even begin? 2024 was a whirlwind of a year. I think that learned a lot, saw a lot of true colors, but I think that everyone tends to do that within their years. How it begins and how it ends are two totally different things, and it's totally up to you on how it ends. And I think mine ended on a very high note. I had some great purchases. I had some ones that I regret. I lost a few friends, but I solidified some relationships with some existing friends. And I think that this life that we have, that's what that's about. With as much travel and dinners and whatever that we do, I think it's important to have an anchor, a balance system, scales speak, to help you with your life, to help you not get so caught up in the surface. And I try to eliminate the surface out of my life, but I think that it's just hard. And I think having those people around you are what's going to make it great. But I'm excited about this year. I'm excited about planning things that I've been looking forward to. I'm excited about the new chapter. I'm excited about growing a chapter within my relationship with my lover. I'm excited about those things. And I think that's what also drives me to try to be successful and the things that I'm working on building, whether that is within my career, that is within what we're building as a couple, what my family maybe expects and wants to build as a legacy. I think that's important. And I think we need all of those sprinkles, speak, to make the meal cohesive because that's how I look at my life. I look at it as a meal and I look at it as a meal that is constantly evolving. There's this place in Mexico City, this restaurant that I love, Pujol, Michelin star restaurant, and they have, I think it's like a 35-year-old mole, and they're constantly adding to it. It gets richer and more intenser and intense, and it's something that you look forward to each time you go because the taste is always something different, something that you don't expect, but you are so surprised and you love it. And that's what I think my life is like, that 40-year-old mole that's constantly changing and and things added into it. So I want everyone around me to taste that and be excited about it. So this first week of January has been busy. I mean, I think a lot of people like to take the last week of the year and the first week of the year off, but I use it as a time to reorganize my life. I think that number one, I start every first of the month. I have to go in it with an incredibly clean bedroom, incredibly clean house. I think that sets the tone for the rest of the month. It gives me clarity on what I'm trying to achieve, on it even makes me more creative. Like I love waking up in a very, very bright bedroom, contrary to what my lover likes. He hates a bright bedroom. He likes to sleep late. I love waking up early, sunshine, gym, let's get it. And of course, I need my coffee. Like that is something that helps me throughout my day. Do I need the caffeine? No, don't need the caffeine, but I love the taste of the coffee. So that's where I'm at. I'm a person that loves the taste, but don't like the effects, so to speak. Um, I think it's important that within that first week, this first week in January, that I'm cleaning and purging, and I went through like my closet and I took out things that I loved, but I was like, is this the style direction that I wanted to go this year? Like, I love these items, but I'm not ready to part with them. So what am I going to do with them? And so I think archival is one of the best things that anyone that really, really is in love with, beautiful clothing and art and why give it away? I mean, give it away, of course, if you can, or if you must, but I think it'll always come back around. I've been blessed with a amazing family, lots of nieces and nephews and cousins, and I think that at a certain age, they can come in and they'll be able to be like, oh, CC, can I get this and I get that? And I'll be able to see that life because I do believe we don't own any of this stuff. We don't own the pillows and the baccarat and the clothing and the jewelry in the house and the beautiful artwork. Like we are just custodians of it, because at some point we will cease to exist physically, and those items have to go to somewhere. And I like the idea that these items that I've curated my life with, that have brought me joy, will bring someone else joy, and hopefully someone that is in my life that I've known, and that they'll see that part of me in those items. So I think archive was the best. Like we're going to actually take a look at some of the archival items that I'm currently putting in storage, and I'm hoping that they'll get some life in a couple years by someone else, or maybe, who knows, me again. I mean, one can wish, right? So these were all of the items that I pulled out of my closet that it 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 just didn't work for me. I knew that I wasn't going to invest in wearing it for this year in 2025. And I was like, I'm not ready to part with it. I don't know if I'll ever be able to part with some of these pieces. Like, this one, like, is a beautiful little nipped waist A-line dress from Zara. I mean, I wore this to my father's funeral, and I know I'll never wear it again, but this reminds me of him. This reminds me of his idea of me. It was super feminine, it was ladylike, and I looked like a Southern belle, like just like my mom, just like he would have appreciated. Or, something like this, which was one of my favorite dresses, this Celine, like, dress. Like the pattern, it's very tribal, and it reminded me of the diaspora, and it was amazing to me. Like, but I know that I'm gaining a little weight, and I know that, unfortunately, that I'm not going to be able to wear it along with this beautiful Stella McCartney tunic dress. It has like this amazing like curve at the back, and I wore it with tights. And one time I wore it with no tights, and I wore it with these amazing knee-high boots. But I think that, again, my style is evolving. It's becoming something for this year that I'm imagining. And I think that we should be true to who we are and be true to the exploration of our style, of our life. And if something doesn't work, if this dresser doesn't work for you, throw the dresser away. If some clothes don't work for you, get rid of the clothes, archive the clothes. There's so many different options now that we don't have to stay, and we shouldn't stay the same person every year. Like we should be growing and adapting and becoming better. And speaking of better, I think my favorite purchase from last year happens to be this beautiful bag. I mean, I got this, I think it was in November. A little bit about me. I love a classic bag. I love a top handle bag. I love a super ladylike structured bag. And this is none of them. This is a beautiful Gucci shearling bag and suede bag. I saw it. I said, I don't have anything like this, and I need this in my life. I have probably worn it, I believe, 3 or 4 times since I've got it. Like, I'm I'm one of those handbag girls that I use my handbags, and for lack of a better word, I abuse them. I believe that things should be used, things should show the life that you lead with them. But I'm so scared of getting like oil stains, or a massive lotioner after each time I wash my hands. I'm afraid of dry hands. I just don't want them. And so I'm so afraid of using it. But this bag, I'm working. That's one of my, I don't want to say resolutions, but that is one of the things that I'm working towards this year is using those items, whether that is a new camera I bought or a shoe that I bought 3 years ago and I haven't worn. Speaking of, I'm going to show you the shoe I found in my closet last week, and I have made a conscious effort to wear it twice. I've had this shoe for 3 years and I found it in my bag. It's one of my favorite things is shopping your closet. Like, like really like thinking about it, shopping your closet. But I found this pair of shoes and I said, I am going to wear these. They're from that brand Schutz. Like, I love a good Schutz shoe, like SCHUTZ, like I'm sure all of you know, but amazing. But I'll show you the shoes in question. But like, yeah, that's what I'm going to challenge you guys on. Shopping your closet, archiving those items that you're not feeling super positive about anymore. Like, I mean, it's okay. Like, we can adapt our style. So we can do it together, right? So these were the Schutz boots that I found in my closet last week, and I've worn them a couple of times. It was when I was going through and taking out all of those items that I was going to archive. And look, they're shearling. I think that a boot like this is super trendy, the color, in my opinion, and the style. And so I fell into that trend 3 years ago, and I never worked up the nerve to wear them. And I found them 3 years later, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to wear them. I think it's one of those things that I didn't see anyone wearing them anymore. And I was like, listen, at least let's wear them once so I don't feel so terrible about if I was going to give them away or if I was going to archive them. And I've worn them 3 times now. And actually, I think I'm going to continue wear them throughout this winter season. Speaking of winter season, it's about to be a snowstorm here. And by snowstorm, I mean 3 inches of snow. For those of you who don't know, I'm in Atlanta. And if we get 1 inch of snow, the whole city shuts down. The schools close. The businesses close. Like, people are bound up inside of their house and they buy all of the water, all of the bread, and they hoard it inside of their homes. I mean, it's kind of like COVID every year. If we get at least an inch of snow, people act like they have no common sense whatsoever. But I think we're all good. I mean, we have water, we have champagne, and we have caviar. So, I mean, what else do you need? I mean, eggs, but I mean, we would be fine with caviar and water and champagne. Those are the three must in our in our home. So, I'm looking forward to showing you guys like parts of my life, like if not all of it. I mean, I'm pretty much of an open person, open book, and I hope you enjoy this new journey that I'm taking with you and show me some love for showing you. I mean, please, I love feedback. Like this video, comment on this video. What do you want to see more of about my quaint little life here in this coast? Well, not really coastal, but I did move here from Hawaii to Atlanta 16 years ago. That's another story. But this my life in this nice southern city, the New South, they like to call it. All right, till the next episode.